There we go. Wait, how do I get out of this? No! I don't know what I did here. I don't know how to get out of this deal.
Uh,
Are you there?
You're showing your screen on YouTube at the moment.
Is it?
Yeah, it's showing like that lunchtime. Like I'll stay in YouTube so I can tell you what's showing, okay?
Yeah, tell me what's going on because I'm like fucking this up. I don't know what I'm doing. Hold up.
Yeah, I don't. Why is that thing there? Like, why haven't we? It's just what the fuck is
What?
that?
What? What are you talking about?
Like that. Like you got Negs and Tragic there with this fucking like it's like a lunchtime advert.
Wait, hold up. I don't know what I'm doing. This stupid
Yeah, I don't. Why is that thing there? Like, why haven't we? It's just what the fuck
You've
is
got
that?
echo.
Have you got headphones in? It's
Yeah. Can you hear the echo?
yeah, it's feeding back on it. So wait, cool.
Yeah.
No,
You
that's
hear it?
better. I don't know until you play the footage, but I'm muted on YouTube, so I've only got Discord sound, so I shouldn't
Wait, we
really
can't
have
hear you?
echo.
Man, I am sorry, guys. If y'all are listening to this, I am sorry. I'm in this fucking shit right now. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing right now. Like, I'm not in the. I'm in some kind of menu in the fucking OBS.
Yeah, it's gonna take him a little while to warm up. Bear with
Yeah, I'm
him.
sorry. Can you, like, I don't know, get some context about, how you met Negs and all that while I get this situated?
Yeah,
So how did how
you're
did
gonna
you
make
meet
me go
Negs?
over that? Okay.
How did you meet Negs and Tragic? Was it through Negs?
Well, in terms of the community, if you want to call it that, I accidentally came in through the door of actually Peanut, who is known as Angry Pistachio now, right?
Yeah.
So it was actually her community and her channel that was my first portal. Like a lot of people came through the door, like Little Boots, I know, came through the door watching AOR and Foodie Beauty and like came through that Girl World door. I accidentally stumbled across Peanut's channel one day and she was ranting and raving about something. I was like, who is this woman? I was like, what's she ranting about? So you know how you just like, yeah, and I ended up watching a couple of her streams and whatnot. And that's at that time she'd already lost her first YouTube channel because she was going too hard. A lot of these the big girls in the fatmosphere, right? And
Right.
she was coming at it from a HN point of view, Hater Nation point of view, not the anti-haters. She actually is the one that kind of created the anti-hater thing after she lost her first YouTube
Really?
channel. Yeah, because she came back with a totally different stance. She came back as John's Peanut Gallery, and I guess it was like food for thought. Her losing her channel must have told her like, shit, I must have been going pretty fucking hard to lose my channel. You know what I mean? And
Right.
yeah, I guess she reflected upon maybe she shouldn't be so hateful or something, and started looking at it from a different point of view. And she was the first to do that, and then like some others like started clambering onto that ideology, if you want to call it that. You know, like to maybe treat them with a bit of compassion and. These reaction channels aren't reaction channels because they just come at it with full steam hate. You know, a reaction, usually it's content that you're not usually, you know how you're going to react. Whereas these people, they know how they're going to react because they don't like these women already. They've already formed their opinions about them. So it's a not an unbiased reaction, is it?
Right. So
Right.
the
So that's what she started calling out. She started calling out all this like, you're not actually doing an unbiased reaction. You're actually just being hateful.
Well, I'm glad you reached yourself to the top, you know, because
Well, no,
whenever I met you,
oh, no, no, no.
tragic,
That's a dumb thing
tragic.
to say.
Yeah, well,
That's a
tragic made
real
it seem
dumb.
like, well, I mean, he said
That's
that,
a
you know.
dumb thing to say. Like something like him, he would fucking love that. Like he wants to reach the top. I never believed in hierarchy. Do you know what I mean? That I didn't pertain to that shit. So don't be coming at me like, oh, I reached it to. No, that's not my top. If you think
I
that's
was
for
being
people,
sarcastic.
like,
I was being sarcastic.
uh-uh.
I was just following his narrative, because that's like, it was crazy
Well,
how.
anyway, so I met Negs through Peanut because like he started clambering onto that sort of shit basically because he wasn't in the hate a nation thing, right? And he wasn't really earning money from doing Chantel reactions. He did a few of those, I think. Like in the older days, he started doing a few of those, but they weren't that successful. He wasn't,
Right.
some people just latch on to certain creators for the content and others not so much, and it just didn't really fly for him ever. So he saw what Peanut was doing, and she at that time she was doing quite fucking well for herself. She had membership, her channel was growing, she had quite a lot of people in her chat at the time, and he latches onto ideas. He doesn't have any original ideas. This is the other thing that you'll notice about him, that he just absorbs from everybody else. He leeches off of.
That's some terrible shit. That's really terrible. It's a good thing. What? What? Why are you laughing? What did I do?
You sound so distracted. Like I say all this long ass shit, and then you're just like, "Oh yeah, that sounds terrible."
No, I mean, this is your lore. I don't know nothing about all that. You know what I'm saying?
Not about law. Like you asked me my timeline. You asked me how did I meet. So how's that a law? A law is like a fabrication of a fucking what surrounds something.
I thought lore is like pretty much like what you've been through
No, a
and.
law is like the actual like all the atmospheric fucking pressurization of a whole situation and everything that surrounds it and orbits that.
Well, that's good. I'm glad, I learned something new every day. Learn the definition.
I'm just telling you, like, yeah, so I met Peanut first. That's how I met Negs. And then I started obviously going to his streams too. And went the whole time he was in YouTube. I wasn't even a mod. I didn't put myself out there like that. I never wanted any of that, right? Because I do enough shit in all other places, which you know about anyway, right? I don't need to talk about. But
Right.
so I wasn't really looking for another fucking wrench or another position. So I never put myself out there. It was only when he lost his YouTube channel, right? And he was fumbling around. He left off the YouTube. The whole Discord thing got done in, right? He lost that as well because it got reported. I contacted Making Pancakes, at like 8 a.m. in the morning. I noticed that the YouTube channel had been kaboomed, and we set everything up between me and her, and then we started rolling everything out. And because I had technical knowledge on how to set up Twitch channels and bots and all fucking shit like that, I just offered. I felt like bad for him, and that's what it was. I was like, oh shit, like I wasn't expecting him to lose his YouTube channel. That kind of sucks, and he didn't know what the fuck he was doing on Twitch. And I was like, well, I know what to do, because he kept asking people, does anybody know what to do with this? And I'm like, well, I do. So he immediately had to make me channel editor, like manager, and all of that shit, so I could
Dude, you
access
were
everything.
everybody's manager. But you
Yeah.
were you were his first? Like, was out of all three of them, out of
No,
Hussey?
I've been other people's. Look, why do you think I have this skill set? Why do you think people like Tragic or whatnot came towards me? Because he knew that I could do stuff. And why do you think he asked me to even help Sussy out? Because he knew I could do stuff.
Yeah, he
Like,
he searched for
it's the
people with
same.
skill sets. Like just like the
No,
Plague Gang, they
I
had a
didn't
skill
learn this
set.
shit for next. Like, don't get it misconstrued here. Like, oh, like this is the thing that you people want to think. Like, this is the no. I work in other places. I work in social media, right?
Sorry, I got some Freaking
So I get paid
allergies.
to do certain things. The fact that I threw these fucking losers a freebie, they should have been forever indebted to me, in all honesty. And the only fucking thing that I asked them to do was to keep their noses fucking clean. And they couldn't do that.
I mean, you were just watching their back. You were just, you were like advising
No,
them.
because I was doing a freebie for them, hence I wasn't getting paid for it like I do elsewhere. I felt very much inclined to like, well, these are my terms of agreement, and I've only got one rule, and that's that you don't fucking, get rolling in the muck in all this cesspool shit again. You're gonna have to like, new leaf basically, rebrand. You know, and they all agreed to it. Hussy agreed to it. Tragic agreed to it. Negs agreed to it. They all agreed to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were like their top advisor. You're their top
Oh no, no, no!
whatever.
Remember, I strong armed them. I'm fucking like Hitler. I'm the puppet master. I'm
Yeah,
the
yeah, you
villain.
were.
All
Yeah,
right.
I remember that. They were saying that, you were the puppet master and all this stuff, and I think you should just go along with it. Just the troll. You know what I mean? I think you should. I'm just saying.
With which bit? Which bit? Which bit do you want me to admit to?
She said, which bit you want me to admit to? Want her to admit to. Dude, you're wild, dude. Honestly, I don't even know how in the hell you did all that. You were a fucking top advisor for GG, which you're still cool with now. You were a top advisor for Negs, and you were a top advisor for
No,
Hussy.
no, 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 no. See, this is where you. I don't know why you start saying stuff because you get half it. I was never top advisor for Gigi. Making Bacon Pancakes was friends with Gigi and his moderator. I wasn't. I didn't really know Gigi. Yeah, in fact, it's only after all this shit that's exploded now that me and him have even got semi-friendly, in all honesty. It's the same with like Sylvana. Me and her never really got on. We had a bit of a clash. It even made it to the farms, one of our arguments once, because I called her out on some shit. And so we had a few bumps in the road, but when he did that shit where he was like, oh, does she realize I got hundreds of her nudes? I was like, fuck off. Like,
Like,
that's
did you
my,
get
like,
pissed? Did you get
that's
pissed
my
when that happened?
level. No,
Did you
I
get?
couldn't allow that to happen. No, I couldn't allow that to happen. I
So what
couldn't allow
happened?
that shit.
Like, what did you do to like whenever that
Well, I
happened?
leaked it. I leaked all that shit out. I leaked it.
You leaked her nudes?
No, what are you talking about?
I thought you said that she had
Were you
gave
even
what's
listening? I said
yeah
Neg said that he had hundreds of her news,
yeah.
right?
But what did you
So
leak?
when he fucking started flipping out in the DMs, I leaked that shit out. I.e., I got it back to Savannah to let her know. And even though me and her weren't particularly good friends, you know, it was a case of I wasn't going to allow that to fucking happen to her.
Oh, you were just watching her back.
Right. I don't know why you would assume that I would do anything fucking other than the right thing.
Yeah, that's cool. What is y'all's what are you and Savannah's like? Are y'all friends still or like currently?
No,
Or
we're tight now. In fact, we're really good friends. I would
oh, I'm just
definitely
asking
call
because
her.
I haven't seen Savannah actually. Like I haven't seen her around and shit like that.
Well, actually, throughout all of this, even when I was out off the scene, so to speak, because I wasn't really about for the last, what, 8, 10 months. I've not really been in the mix of it all because I didn't want to be. When I stepped away from it at the end of February, I was like, fuck all this shit, it's too much. Um, I've still maintained contact with Savannah the whole time. She's one of the few people, her and making bacon pancakes and little bits that I've been cool with the whole time, and yeah, we've got good friendships, and sometimes you go through some shit with some people, and you weren't necessarily friends to begin with or whatnot, and uh, then you start to see certain situations with certain clarity because certain stuff was being said to me from Next about Sylvana that was painting a view of her to me. So the reason why I didn't actually get on with her or forge a friendship with her at the time was because of this false narrative that was coming from Negs that she's a weirdo, she's this, she's that, she's a stalker. Because this is when he turned on her. This is when he already got close to DC.
Yeah, and you were saying like you were telling me that you had a feeling that that was gonna happen, like he was gonna like start getting close to DC and all this shit before it actually happened publicly.
Well,
And I
yeah.
was,
And it did happen, didn't it?
well, I think you
Like,
even
it's
predicted it
Savannah
like
knew
two
about
months
it as
before
well.
it happened, didn't you? Like, didn't you
Yeah,
predict it or something like that?
yeah, of course. I knew it was happening. I knew it was happening behind the scenes. I knew the timeline on it all.
Yeah.
When he started spiraling and this whole beelining for Gigi, you know, I've got DMs where he just fucking one day literally was like ranting and raving about everyone. It was like a list of names, like from Gigi to Peanut to Fedora to that at that time that Amy that he wasn't okay with. Tragic was on that list. Like he was 1 minute he wanted Fedora to give the laptop back and give it to Tragic, and then he was like kind of like no, screw that. In fact. And then there was also a point where he was like, oh, he was going to give Tragic like a $50 Amazon gift card towards the laptop, and then he relented on that as well.
So, yeah, that's crazy, dude.
But that was the same day where he said about because what happened was is that all Sylvana did, and this is the truth, this is all Sylvana did, and she was over at that ET Templars channel. At that
Oh
time,
yeah,
he yeah, you remember him? He was
yeah.
dipping his
That's
toe
Kaiser
in.
Hertzen. I remember Kaiser Hertzen. He was part of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Jared
yeah.
Genesis universe at one point, like in the very
Right,
beginning.
so he was dipping his toe
Yeah,
into this side of the fence for a little bit, right?
yeah.
Sylvana was seen over in one of his chats. Now, one of the goons in Neggsy's realms, I can't even remember which one, but they all used to be out there. I didn't have time for all this shit, and they used to come back and tell me all this because they couldn't necessarily get close to Neggs, and Neggs wasn't. So they would come and report to me all this shit, thinking that I would, you know what I mean, tell Neggs or whatever.
Right.
So, one of them told me that Savannah had been seen over at E.T. Templar's fucking channel running next down. Right?
Oh, I think I remember that.
Right.
It happened a long
So,
time ago.
and, you know, nobody's allowed to criticise Nex, are they? So, this is
Mm.
what happened. So, when I told Nex that Savannah is over at the C.T. Templar's channel, his reaction was not a normal fucking human reaction to just a bit of criticism.
He flipped out.
His reaction was, does she not realise I've got hundreds of news? You know, like an implied threat, basically.
And Luca in the chat says he's out. Okay, Luca. Damn you, Luca. You need to hit me out on Discord. All right, because it's been a long time since you hit me up and shit like that. The last time I seen you was a happy hour crew. Like, I guess they were fucking with you and you just disappeared.
Who's Luca? Is that nice person?
Yeah, he's that nice person. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and play this deal just so we can go over it and shit like that.
What
So
is this from? Is this from one of Tragic streams?
no, this was back when Tragic and Negs had, remember the first what was it? The first call-in stream they had? I forgot what they called it.
Oh,
Um
the snowflake hotline
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This was after I jumped on there.
Oh my god,
Um
he started doing that on YouTube originally, then he wanted to do it
yeah,
on Twitch as well. He's got no new
yeah.
ideas.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start it to where whenever I left off because I thought it was funny that after I had left, that these people, these two individuals you see on the screen, started coping and seething, and you could literally tell. So, I mean, they started talking shit and started slandering me, but we'll
That's
just go
probably where
over
he's
that.
at. He's probably at the gas station. I'm gonna fucking end the call. What a dumb fuck.
I think he was pretending that he couldn't hear me.
I couldn't hear
Yeah,
you,
I don't
by the
know.
way.
I guess he can't hear you if you're
Why you
talking
got the
here. He has to
screen
listen
like
on the
that?
other device. He can
Do
only
what?
hear me, but whatever.
Why you got
Yeah,
the
you
screen
could
like
hear me
that?
if
Why
you,
Oh,
they
you can
so
if
see
you
that?
slow?
actually,
Mm.
tried to hear. He just didn't want to listen to anything I had to say.
Mhm.
Fucking weirdo. This dude legitimately white knighted for me for like 2 years, white knighted for you for like a year and a half, and he
Hmm.
deleted all the content, and it's already on our.
Tragic, you keep saying that I white knighted for you. Dude, you fucking backed me up too. Quit acting like I was some kind of fucking simp white knight. That was fucking your soldier, your foot soldier. You see how he makes me sound? Like he says this like
I know.
everywhere he goes. He makes it seem like I was his foot soldier and shit like that. That's
Well,
why
he was
whenever
always talking about you
yeah,
like
I
that. I
know.
don't know
He
if you
was
realise that,
yeah, he
but
thought
he
that
always
that's the
looked at
thing.
you like,
Like he thought that I was his foot soldier and every time like he switched sides or he turned on people, like he wanted me to
uh-huh.
fucking do the same thing. I'm like, "Okay, why in the fuck have you turned on Gigi for no fucking reason?" Like I don't see a reason why he fucking turned on Gigi. Like that shit like baffles me. But what were you going to say? My bad.
No, I was gonna say he always not only treated you that way, but that's how he talked about you. Full stop. Like
Yeah.
from the minute
He
that
had the wrong idea about me.
the minute he brought you into my realms, right, and introduced me. Remember, and I was all like cagey and weird with you. I was like, "What the fuck? Who are you?" sort of thing. Because anyone that knows tragic, I was already side eyeing, right?
Yeah, I remember
And
you had side-eyed me and like whenever like we first met and stuff like that. I remember
yeah,
you
because I was like, because I was already aware of what a fuckwad tragic was. And this is the thing. Like, I already knew. I already fucking knew. This is why it's quite funny. The fact is that when you was out there trolling him, I was out there trolling him. And it took him how long to realize?
here's a here's the thing. I always told him constantly, and he knows this. He's just being a dickhead about it. I told him constantly, I'm not his fucking foot soldier like the rest of his fucking audience. Like fucking, fucking what's her name, Gothic Glitter and Beth
Uh,
Thomas and all them fucking people that they'll literally do everything, anything that this motherfucker does. And negs.
mhm.
Like if they tell him to go fucking jump off a cliff, that's exactly what they'll do. Like they're really devoted to him. Like I wasn't like
Oh,
that. I'm not a
yeah, no,
zomba.
he was like,
Yeah,
look.
I'm not a zombified follower like that. I don't do that shit.
You know when the big switchover, so when I imploded the whole Next community and I pulled everything out of there, I pulled all the shit out of the Twitch channel, all the settings, all the bots, all of everything, all the programming that I'd fucking done,
Yeah.
everything. I just fucking cleaned the whole fucking thing before I tapped out. Um, and then Hussey wanted to fucking jump ship as well, right? I didn't ask him to. I told him in Tragic to stay out of it. I said, you don't need to pick a side, you know? But Hussey was like, no, I never liked him anyway, blah, blah,
Was
blah.
that true? That Hussey not was that what or was Hussey just pissed off at that time? Whenever you said Hussey never liked him or whatever.
No, Hussey said genuinely he never liked Negs. Like the minute I had a falling out with Negs, Hussey was ready, I'm on your side, darling. And I was like, no, I don't want you to do that. You don't need to get involved. He was like, no, it's fine. I never liked him anyway. Okay, so the fact that it was like put into like, oh, like I convinced him or I'm, it's all bullshit. Whatever. I can't even be asked
Yeah.
like to clarify all this shit from these toxic fucking creators at this point.
Who was it that was trying to get them to become friends? Someone was it you or was it Tragic that was trying to get Hussey and Eggs to become friends?
Well, that was tragic because Tragic was the one that inserted himself in with Hussey. I never liked Hussey from the get go. Tragic had to convince me to fucking help Hussey. Hussey had to apologise to Fedora before I said I would be okay and actually help him build his Twitch channel. Because the fact that he said some nasty shit to Fedora, and when Next made up with Hussey, everybody, right, including like the people you mentioned, Gothic Glitter and Missy and this one and that one, the whole
Right.
community went over to Hussey's channel, and I was the only one that didn't. I was the only one that purposely fucking didn't go to that stream, and I refused to because he hadn't apologized to Fedora.
Oh yeah, 'cause you were still close with Fedora. I forgot
I
about
still
that.
am. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
I've
mean,
always
yeah,
been
to this
close
day,
to
yeah.
Fedora.
But I meant like even then, like you were real close to Fedora and like
And so it's Little Boots, like, you know, we look after Fedora, you know, she's cool. Yeah,
yeah,
she's a sweet lady, you know, and she doesn't deserve to be fucking attacked. And at that time, she was deadly fucking ill, you know, and that's why I wanted to do that GoFundMe for a laptop for her. She was stuck, she was bedridden at that time with this lung condition, you
right.
know, and then she had this kidney thing going on as well. She really couldn't get out of bed, and all Nex was concerned was like, "Where's Fedora? She's not turning up to my fucking Twitch streams." It's bollocks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, you know. I would say a lot more about, Fedora's, Nietzsche and Fedora, but that's not really the subject right now. Let me play a little bit. Let me play more of this.
Archive channel already. Every single video, every stream he went on White Knighting for me, White Knighting for us. It's all on the channel.
Yeah.
And he legitimately messages these people that say they did all these horrible.
Okay, you know what's funny? Every time he never mentions the plate gang. Every time he says I message these people or I want these people to be my friends or whatever, every time he says that, he never says the plate gang. And it's fucking funny how he never says the plate gang. Like why doesn't he say, oh, "Okay, well, the plate gang tells me this and the plate gang why doesn't he always says these people? Like he doesn't
Yeah, well, he's
specify what
afraid to
group.
say certain
Yeah,
people's
he
names.
he
This is why.
knows he knows because the plate gang is pretty fucking. A lot of people know the plate gang, and what they do and shit like that. And he doesn't want to mention that because he's fucking scared. He's fucking scared to mention them people like they're fucking just scumbags, you
The
know?
affiliation with them all, yeah, because he
Yeah, he
knows
don't.
that some people might research that shit and go, "What are you doing, rubbing shoulders with this lot?" Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. That was the reason. I mean, that was the reason why I left him fucking scum like fucking. I told Tragic he can go fucking shove it, pretty much. Like that wasn't the exact words, but like if he wanted a fucking
Oh, you know why I brought up this whole thing with yeah, so Tragic was driven to a rock and a hard place, right? With the whole hussy situation because he'd already jumped ships to next with the next thing. And Tragic was like, "Oh," and this is what he said about you in my DMs.
what? What did he
He was
say?
like, yeah, he was like along the lines of like about Dark Ninja. Oh, he's cool, sort of thing. He'll just like follow us. Like you know, it's kind of like good how like he'll just like without asking questions, almost like blindly just
Yeah,
fucking.
just being a blind follower like the rest of
Uh
his followers.
huh.
That's what he thought. He thought that I didn't have a mind of my own just because, like, I legitimately thought that these fucking people were following him around and shit like that. And I made Tragic and the Super Stalkers part 1 and 2 and shit like that. Like I thought this motherfucker was a victim. Like I saw how Mothra J was, I saw how Miss Parker was. Those people I don't
He
really have an
created
issue
it
with
all
them now, but
himself.
do what?
You know that
Do
he
what?
created it all himself. All of it is being created by him.
Well, I thought those people were like I mean, I still kind of think that they're not really like on the good side because like Miss Parker was on the slander campaign against me and shit like that. Like she had no reason to be doing that kind of shit. But she's not as, malicious as the plate gang. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I'm saying. Like I saw all these people and shit like that, I going after him fucking I saw the doxy and I only saw what they were doing, you know what I'm saying? I guess. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see anything I didn't see anything he was doing that was wrong. That pertained that
But
I thought it was malicious.
The fact that Roxo was in Petty Fan fucking servers doing all this
Yeah,
shit,
Roxo went
you
in
know,
their fucking petty fam servers. Yeah, after a while, yeah.
uh-huh.
I think he did it just to fucking follow me around and fuck with me because he. Okay, so people from the Ethan Ralph universe, they don't see the Girl World universe any fun. They think it's boring. They think a bunch of normies watching a bunch of normies and women go at each other. They think it's boring. And people from the Girl World universe think the Ethan Ralph universe people are extreme, and that's where the plate gang is from. The plate gang is from over there. Like Roxo had no
I know, but there's many different like sectors and communities or whatever you
right,
want to fucking call them, right? So, and they all run differently, but they're all got their own toxicity. You know what I mean?
right,
In a way, they've all got their own fuck shit. Yeah.
right. So Roxo, like, it's weird for Roxo to be in a fucking girl world, like a bunch of communities. It's fucking weird because, like I said, most of the people from that universe find this universe pretty boring. So Roxo was
Yeah,
there
but
just to fuck with me.
this is the thing, like, because like it's if you're not from like this side of the fence, right, then it's hard for people to grasp what's girl world, what's fatmosphere, what's HN, what's anti-hater, what's this, what's that, you know, and also then it overlaps with the um, OGDC. You know what that is?
Wait, what? The GC? What did you say?
The OGDC.
Oh no, I don't know what that is.
So you know people like Yabba, Sam Tefler,
Oh yeah,
MFW, um, Negs, and like several others, all come from originally the drama community, right?
right.
So there's where the overlap is from different communities, sectors, whatever you want to call them.
Well, I thought most
So
of
it
them.
blends.
I thought most of them like a lot of times they cover fucking Chantal Foodie Beauty. I didn't know it was like. I mean, did it turn into a drama thing with them or?
No, like the drama community, like was an old school. Like this is what existed first of all, and that's where they stemmed from. And then certain people like Yabba went over too, like talking about this fat girl content, right? Now I wasn't in that realms, and like this is like going years before that. So when they did that transition, this is where Negsley even claims that he came up with the name YouTube Underground
Oh, I
because
see.
they were still fucking with each other at that time. And then there was a big blowout. And I'm friends with Skeeter, like Skeeter Jenkins, who at that time was around with Witty Widow as well as Sam and all of that lot and MFW. And
Right. Yeah, I didn't see. I wouldn't know because I don't know too
this is
much
what I'm
about
saying. So it's more than just girl world. Do you see what I'm saying? Because there's multiple things here. It's not just like all
just
Chantel and
overlaps.
ALR.
Yeah, a bunch of overlaps,
Yeah.
overlapping
There.
communities and stuff like
hmm
that. Yeah, I see. I see. I get what you mean.
So you kind of
So,
need to know who comes from what thing and why it's stemmed like this. And it was kind of Negs that followed Yabba over here.
right.
That, yeah, that's where he inserted himself. Because apart from gay men, there's not many guys reacting to fat women on the internet. Do you
Right.
know what I mean?
There
Like a
there
lot of
is,
them.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever like I mean, is there a straight man in, besides me? Well, I'm not really strictly. I mean, I guess you can say I fucking orbit around this universe too, I guess, but I
I
orbit
thought
around
you
a
was
lot of
about to say
universes.
he wasn't strictly dickly.
Dude, what? What did you say?
Because we were just talking about, is there any straight men that cover this stuff? And he was like, well, I'm kind of, well, like this. And I was like,
Wait, did it
what?
come out
Like,
wrong? Did it
yeah.
come out wrong? Oh, my
Yeah,
bad. I
it
didn't mean it to
totally
come
did.
out. I didn't mean it to come out wrong like that.
It totally did. Like, it left a question mark.
No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it
It
for it
did
to come
work
out wrong
out.
like that. That did wrong, dog. All right, I'm gonna play more of
Thanks to him.
this.
He messages them daily. There's
Yeah,
receipts out there of him,
yeah.
crying about, why they won't allow him and
Uh huh.
allow him in their group. He has a big crush on Rocket. He wants to know why Rocket wants to be a bodega babe and not a ninja babe. It's just ridiculous.
What a fucking.
It's funny how he says that, but he doesn't bring up the fact that Rocket was actually messaging me, baiting me to fucking answer back, which I do have proof of that, but he's just trying to antagonize me at this point right now, so.
Yeah, well, that's all they
Greed.
do is bait.
Yeah, I mean, they do that and they antagonize people. Even if you prove them, if you prove them wrong and you prove their slander wrong and all this stuff, they'll keep repeating it because they're scumbags like that.
Hmm.
What an absolute chode, man. That guy. It's funny. You could tell he's bothered.
Was I?
He couldn't even hold his shit together.
No, he couldn't.
He's like,
Cope?
like, dude, people who act like that are the first ones to run from the fight.
Negs, does that mean that you're challenging me to a fight? Or does that mean that if I go to your clout fights, your quote unquote clout fights, you're gonna hire like a bodyguard to come face me? You know my ninjutsu skills will take down that bodyguard, right, Negs? And after I take down that bodyguard, what? Well, I'm just saying, he talks about clout fights and all this bullshit, and he wants to invite people to come fight, and then he's not even gonna fight. He's like, I'm gonna go ahead and hire this person, and go ahead and just take on so-and-so and take on Dark Ninja and all this shit. Like, what is Tragic gonna do? Just sit there and go, yeah, chill. Like, is he not gonna fight either? I haven't heard him saying that he was gonna be part of this clout fights. Anyways, I'm gonna keep playing.
Exactly. He's a coward.
What a chode.
He's a coward.
Am I a coward? Come on, dude.
Fuck him. He's got a Onion Farms. He has a thread on Onion Farms.
Onion Farms. Your precious Onion Farms. You know, the site where the mods are actual degenerates. Why don't you tell them about fucking Angry Canadian, Tragic? Tell him about your boy Angry Canadian, how he's into lolly. Why don't you tell him about that? You don't like to mention that, do you? You made, yeah, he made threads here. Oh man, I wish I could show it on screen right now, but I'm not. So he had made threads.
But him gives a fuck about Onion Farm, seriously.
Yeah, he's over there calling Kiwi Farms pedo farms and shit like that.
Mhm.
But Onion Farms is a reject site of Kiwi Farms. The owner of that
Right.
fucking site left.
Right, because why else would they have emulated themselves? They would
Yeah,
have
it's-
called themselves completely different.
Yeah, that site
Otherwise,
is
people
literal
got
like a
hurt
bunch of
for
rejects.
them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they had fucking Elaine, sorry.
They're all
I-
fucking rejects. All of these people are fucking rejects. This is what I said to you the other day, and I laughed with that fucking Nietzsche thing. I was like, reject!
Oh yeah, with that fucking channel that they shared. Nietzsche and
And they
AK's
know it
shared
too,
channel.
but self-owned, all fucking rejects.
Yeah, they had based their channel on your whenever you called them that. That was funny. They were trying to they were trying to
Because they
make
got
it seem like it was a
right.
troll. They were trying to make it seem like it was a troll, but in reality, like they were just upset about it.
But we know that they were mad about it because I had people telling me in their little Discord that they were reading, I'm gonna destroy death.
Oh, dude, you were making spurg in the fucking discords. Fucking.
I didn't even have to live to
Dude,
read it,
even
like,
in the fucking group
around
chats when
Discord,
I was still
Discord
cool
was
with them, and you were in fucking Headworks chat, dude. Fucking AK especially, dude. She was spurging about you in the group chat, dude. And I was like, I didn't have an issue with you. They turned against you. I don't know for what reason. I didn't have an issue with you, so I was like, hey, what's up?
AK always hated me. She was just sitting on it until the right time.
Yeah, she was just probably sitting there like a fucking.
Until Tragic was ready when she thinks he was done with me full time or whatnot. And when he finally realised that I was full time trolling him and the penny dropped. When I was like, oh, you know, look after your mentors and all kinds of shit. And I was like, about how Nietzsche and AK must really care for you and all of this. And then I was like, you know, and don't push people away because, you know, you don't want to be like Negs, alright? And he was like, are you trying to gaslight me?
Oh my goodness, dude. Dude, you're fucking wild. Dude, you got under their skin and you hardly even did anything.
Funny that. Imagine if I was to actually start doing some shit then.
Well, whenever like you popped out of like wherever you came from, like, and you appeared back in public, fucking Tragic was getting worried about it. Oh, I see death, and you know, and it was fucking funny because I could tell he was getting worried about it.
First, from the minute that, because like they came for Little Boots and for you, and I said like there was a few people, there's only like a handful of people that I would pop my head back up for if they came for, and I said
Didn't
that,
they do
right?
some? Didn't they do some extremely scumbag shit to Lil Boots recently? They did
Yeah.
something. I forgot what it
So they
was.
did some real fucked up shit about her family and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they did something
Um,
like that.
and then they thought they was doxing me with my photo, even though I'd been using my own image, like on that channel that I was doing with Tony, for months, since before Christmas. So it really wasn't a dox, you know what I mean? Because it's like, well, not because I've been using my own image because I knew. Anyway, so whatever. Um, but they thought they'd done something, so that was funny to me. And that's when I
You
sent you that message to AK because she had me
yeah.
blocked, if you remember.
You didn't see anything says death yelled at me. Who is that? You were yelling at her. Death, why are you yelling at
Oh,
people?
well, Nietzsche. Is that you, Nietzsche? Are you Nietzsche, are you?
I don't think that's Nietzsche. I haven't seen that account though. I don't know if that's a sock account, somebody else.
Well, that's the only person that read about me yelling at them is Nietzsche.
Oh, she's probably copying like what they would say about you. Death
Uh-huh.
yelled at me. Latex Larry says death check Discord, so I guess he messaged you in DMs. I'm gonna go ahead and play this.
The most popular thread on there.
Dark Ninja does?
He does, yeah.
Oh man, I'm going over there tonight on my iPad that's completely shielded from all these weirdos.
Yeah, if you well, Onion Farms is a lot different, but
Does it?
yeah, it's not filled with a bunch of weirdos like
Cope.
Kiwi Farms
Cope.
is. But it's funny
Cope.
because Doug Diddler was
Hey!
banned from Kiwi Farms, certain sections from it, and he always goes around trying to find people.
Oh, let me tell you. Hey, Death, are you still there?
Uh-huh.
Nietzsche's in the chat. I don't know if that's the real Nietzsche. But anyways, okay, so the term, the name, the pedophilic name that he keeps repeating, Didla, that comes from J-Dinks. And let me tell you the lore behind that name. J-Dinks, the J-Dinks Army were fucking around with a guy named Crack Rock Chris, and he had like a speech impediment. And this guy, all he fucking did was just pretty much call everybody a
I think
diddler.
I remember watching, so I think it might be one of your videos about J Dunks or something.
Yeah, J Danks he's a weirdo. But anyways, yeah, so J Danks has, his own little pet cows, and I guess Crack Rock Chris was one of his pet cows. And Crack Rock Chris would always call everybody a diddler. He even called Zoom a diddler, which was fucking funny as fuck. But Crack Rock Chris, he wasn't really like all there. So, and since Tragic, was hanging around with J Danks in the servers at that time, they started calling me that just because they can or whatever, and that's where Tragic picked it up. So it's not like Tragic had came up with that name by himself. He literally just picked it up from J Danks because he's unoriginal like that.
To where he can create like his personal army to go against these people because they won't accept him and let him in their group. That's what he does.
I created my personal
So
army.
he found a common thing with a lot of those weird fucking creepy, insane farmers over there. And now he's using them to fight his battle
You
for him
think
to be the Prince of IBS
before
and
they stream together
defeat the
for this
clans.
stream?
Wait, do
Can you
what?
hear me?
Yeah, say that again.
I said, do you think before they streamed for this stream that Tragic messaged Nix and was like, what are you wearing for the stream? And he color coordinated.
Dude, remember when you told me that before they got back together, before they started to be lovers again, like before they broke up, back when they were cool, like last year, before they broke up, didn't you tell me Tragic would message you every fucking morning to see like, hey, do you know if Negs wants to stream with me? Hey, do you know if Negs wants to
No,
stream with
not
me?
that. No, he wouldn't say no.
I thought you
You
said
get
that.
things half right. Maybe just like say, oh, just, and I'll tell you what I said. No, he used to message me like if the first message that he would message me most days would be with in regards to Negs. Like, have you spoken to him or messaged him yet? Is Negs in a good mood?
Oh my
Or
goodness, is Negs in
yeah.
a good mood? That sounds like a fucking woman fucking trying to get her man fucking worried about her man's mood. Is Negs in a mood? Is Negs in a good mood? Wow. You know, he's always last year when Mothra J was like repeating on how he was saying telling people that Tragic was gay or whatever. Tragic would always rebuttal by, no, I'm straight, I'm straight. And one time I had streamed about Mothra J saying that, you know, I had said something along the lines of, I don't think Tragic's gay. He might be bi, but like, I know y'all wouldn't mind or whatever, right?
I
And then
asked him
after
as well. I
after I
asked
had
him
said
because
that,
one time
after
the
I
trigger.
had, yeah, and when I ended the stream, fucking Tragic, he fucking messaged me right away, dude. I'm not bi, I'm just straight, and all this shit. I'm like, damn, dude. Oh, okay, shit. I could tell he was kind of pissed about that.
Um, yeah. I I asked him also in DMs like, are you bisexual?
You asked him that for real. What'd he say? Oh, I bet he was pissed because you were his top bodega bay. Remember? Remember you were
Mhm.
his top bodega bay, and you
Mhm.
asked him that. Oh, I bet he was mad. What did he
Yeah.
say?
If only I'd been down the street.
He said if you were only down the street. Oh wow.
If
Are
only
you
I was
fuck?
down the street.
Oh
It's
my
too funny
goodness.
thinking about all this shit and the
Brings
troll of it all. It was fucking. It's
bring back
funny.
funny memories.
Yeah. Shit. If I was to even start going over some of the shit that, yeah, we actually went over, it'd be fun
I
times.
don't think that Nietzsche account in the chat is Nietzsche. I think it's either Tragic or AK.
Who do
Cause
you
it,
think is Nietzsche?
I don't think Nietzsche appears in chats. I actually need to make a video. Okay, so I have obtained something pretty funny recently. I obtained a VC encounter with
No,
Tragic talking.
that's not Nietzsche. Not that one. That's not Nietzsche.
Yeah, I think
You
it's
know who?
Tragic. I think it's Tragic or something or somebody.
No. Who are you talking about? Latex Larry or?
The Nietzsche account in the chat. There's a Nietzsche account.
That's not.
You don't
That's.
see it?
Mhm.
What the fuck? How do you not see it?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to message you on Discord because obviously I.
You can't see it for real? Oh shit, are you blocked? Maybe this person
I
blocked you. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Yeah, Rena, I remember Mothra.
what is
Fucking
it actually
Mothra.
called? Nietzsche. What the account is Nietzsche? Is it?
You don't see it? Yeah, this account blocked you.
I wouldn't care. It's not like I'm not.
I'll send you the
Yeah.
picture later. I'm trying not to like I'm on crunch time right now.
I mean, that's what he says. He defeats clans.
I do defeat
Clans of
clans.
what? Clans of children?
Why in the fuck does Negs go straight to clans of children? Why in the fuck does he always think about shit like that? He's literally the girl world version of the plate gang. That's all they fucking talk about. It's fucking harming children. Why in the fuck does he go straight to that? It's so weird, man. What do you think, Dev?
Um. Look, one of his oldest members of the community that had been in his community in Discord like 4+ years, right? Only what, about 6, 8 months ago left his Discord because they called him out for calling everyone P word. Like that was their contention. And he, like in the Discord, you know, said to him, you know, why are you doing this? Like, I understand you're angry, blah, 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 but I don't agree with you going out there calling everyone P words when you clearly know that they're not and whatnot. And he basically told them to shut the fuck up or get the fuck out, you know, and leave the community. So that's how much people are worth to him. Even the oldest, longest members of his community. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
nobody's place is secure in that community. Not one fucking person's. Even if you think you've been there 5 years, whatever, how many years, how long you've been
Right.
loyal to Ned, how much money you've given him, how much of your time you dedicate to him, how much you've listened to his fucking bitching. None of it is good
Yeah.
enough because he
Yep.
will
It's not good
dispose of
enough.
you
Yep.
the
Yep.
minute you go against him or oppose anything that he wants to fucking do, is the
Yep.
minute he'll drop you like a fucking
Yeah.
hot
He's a
rock.
hive minded. He's a cultist. He just wants followers. He suppresses free thought.
But that tells you
Um.
everything. It's not just like
Yeah.
newbies that will be willing to kick out.
Right.
Like, that told me everything. Somebody that had been there like
Yeah.
four
I try
plus
to stay
years.
away from cults like that. Like, there's a bunch of cults that are like that in the internet.
But I
Especially,
was never in it. Though, like, I was running shit, I wasn't involved in it. This is the other thing. Yeah, I wasn't well liked over there because I didn't involve myself. I wasn't trying to be everybody's fucking friend.
yeah. No, I completely get it. I was gonna say before I forget. Um, so there's a reason, and this is funny. There's a reason why Tragic is not clear on what happened with Nietzsche, because there's a little bit of a like backstory of what happened, and I don't want to discuss it in this stream, but
When she
I
called him
think
cucked, because he's cucked, he's
I
cucked.
think, yeah, pretty much, yeah. I think people need to know what happened with Nietzsche, like, because it's actually a pretty funny story, and
I know.
It's funny that Tragic doesn't mention. He's not very clear. Every time he brings Nietzsche up, he's not very clear on like the story he's talking about, and it's fucking funny. And I think, no, I better not give any hints. I'm just saying we'll talk about it another time. I just wanted to point that out, and it's fucking hilarious, dude. Fucking crazy.
Whatever. We know that she's not disappeared. We know that none of these
I'm pretty
crazy
sure.
people fucking
Yeah.
disappear. They're too attached to this shit.
Yeah. Let me hold on. Let me press play on this. Oh shit! I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay.
Right?
Like, what are you talking about, dude? Oh, big shout out to the Cash App people. Remind me after the stream, I'll send you something.
Hell yeah.
Send you a
No
sub
doubt.
subbing.
Man, and what a pussy he is.
Am I pussy?
He had no
Tragic?
good points, nothing.
Really?
He just says the same shit.
The same shit.
You
Kind of same
know,
shit.
I just it's always this thing. He comes in, he's like, "Oh, you groomed so and so, and dot dot
Puck.
dot." I'm like, "No, I didn't." So I ask him a question. He's like, "It's all you think about is kids." I'm like,
Right.
you came in here with a fantasy about me grooming somebody.
Yeah,
Talking
that's the
about
first
Puck?
thing he always goes to.
I'll tell the
I can
story
tell you
again.
something about Puck.
Okay. So he's gonna hold on before you start. He's gonna talk about. Okay, so I had went on his. I know you know this, Death, but you know, just for, I guess, chat. I had went on their little their fucking their call in, and I told Negs, you know, he had fucking groomed Puck when he was young or whatever, because Negs had streamed. Well, it's on my channel. It's on one of the videos I had uploaded. Negs was drunk one day and he was like, I guess he met Puck like at a young age. I guess it was like 16 or 17. I don't remember. And this is Negs explaining what really happened. He's going to explain it again. So
I was 25, I believe, 25, 26. I met a girl. She was 19 or 20. Okay. We were together for like 2.5 years. And they grew up, this guy that he wants to be molested. And my girlfriend grew up in the same neighborhood. So they'd known each other for a long time. They were 3 years apart. So he was a de facto member of
Wait
our
a minute,
clique, and he
wait.
was
Is he
mature beyond
saying
his years.
that his girlfriend and his
What did I-
molester come from the same neighborhood? Just let me clarify.
I think that. Wait, did he actually say that?
I think that's what he just said.
Oh, let me rewind it. Oh,
That
listen,
he
listen.
wants to be molested.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me go
After
back.
20. Okay. We were together for like 2.5 years. And they grew up, this guy that he wants to be molested, and my girlfriend grew up in the same neighborhood, so they'd known each other for a long time. They were 3 years apart, so he was a de facto member of our clique, and he was mature beyond his years. What did I groom him to do? I said I'm a bad influence today. But the kid, but he graduated school with.
Did he say he was mature beyond his years? Wait, hold on. Did he say what you were laughing about?
I don't know. I don't think you rewound it far enough. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
I don't think I rewound it far enough. Oh, well.
Great grades. He went on to create a career for himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, to sit there and say that somebody groomed somebody, having a teenage Discord with an adult running it, that's fucking grooming.
Which I already debunked. It's my latest video, if you guys haven't seen it. He likes to repeat this fucking sick slander about it. But, I mean, I don't need to talk about it because I already done.
You know what? You know what? Let's just reiterate. Who was hanging around when they was in the mid-20s, right? Mid-20s, right? 25 or something. Hanging around with 16-year-old boys, inviting them over to their house, plying them with drink and alcohol.
Yeah, that's literally what he said. Yeah, Neg said that himself. I didn't fucking push that on him. Yeah, he made it seem like I made it up. But he said it himself. Like, I didn't make it up.
I'm pretty sure Negs was a father by that point already, because I'm pretty sure Negs had his eldest like when he was in his early 20s.
Oh, really? Probably. I don't know. Yeah, probably. I don't know.
It is, exactly, yeah. You know, it's part of the game. You know, people try to spin narratives and you try to trash you and, you know, bring up just like the thing, that one thing about having.
Yeah, he would know all about that.
Having logins for, you know, whatever. You know, it's all failed, like, manufactured.
What is he talking about, logins? What does he mean by that?
You know, whatever. You know, it's all failed, like, manufactured nonsense.
I don't know. What did he just say about
Hold on. Let me go back.
Try to trash you and, you know, bring up. Just like the thing, that one thing about having logins for.
See, he's very vague on a lot of things like that. Like, what the fuck does he mean?
Random, like, fucking words.
Like, what does that mean? I think I know what he means. I think on Kiwi Farms they had discovered that he has 3 Roblox accounts or something like that. I don't know, but I guess like he doesn't like address it really. He just talks about. He's really vague about that kind of shit. Like he always calls it he calls it logins. I think that's what he means, but he's really vague. So
he fucking looks like from fucking Roblox. I know that much.
Well, I mean, it's a I don't know. I don't really talk about that really, because some people do actually use that to play with their kids, you know, but. And then there's other people who are actually, you know, groomers that would jump on there. So it's kind of like a situation that, I don't know, it's kind of like on the fence.
I don't know, look, we can all make wild jumps and accusations, and they're guilty of doing that to you, right? And I don't like to play the same game back. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not like that. I mean, if I wanted to, I could have been like, you know, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
I made a joke that you look like a Roblox character, right? I'm not making a joke about that situation because I ain't buying into that, like, that he's doing that shit, because, in all honesty, I don't think he is.
Oh, that he's a blockhead and shit like that? That's funny, dude. When you call him a blockhead.
He's got 3 kids, for fuck's sakes. You know what I mean? So if he's got 3 Roblox accounts, wouldn't that make sense then? If he's got 3 kids,
it could be the case. That's why I haven't really like. I don't know. I mean, some people they see it differently. I don't know. It just depends what type of person you are, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
he doesn't explain it. Like if it was an innocent thing. Hold on. Let me hold on. If it's an innocent thing, like he could easily just say that. Like he's a fucking parent and shit like that, but he don't explain it. Like he don't address it. He's really vague about it, like he's trying to hide something. You know what I mean? So it's just like weird. So whatever, dude. What were we gonna say?
I was going to say there's going to have to be a bit more basis, though. That's what I'm trying to say, other than just speculation of oh, he's got free
Well, it's on his
gaming
Kiwi
account.
Farms, like it's on his Kiwi Farms thread. That's what he got upset about. Like I didn't post it on there, somebody else did, but
No, I understand that, but even then, it still needs a little bit more evidence to it to say that there's something fishy about it. You see what I'm saying?
oh yeah, I see what you're saying. But I don't want Tragic to think that I'm defending him or we're defending him. We're just, because he's still a scumbag, you know.
No, I'm on the side of truth. So
Right.
if it's not the truth, I'm not going to run with it just because I dislike someone.
Right.
Because, like, I'm not like them. Like I'm trying to say to you, I'm
Yeah.
not going to paint them fucking as a black character when they're not. So if
Right.
they are legitimately doing wrong things, let's call that legitimate shit out. Let's look. We
Right.
don't need to
I mean,
speculate.
we don't, honestly, that doesn't even need to be like part of whatever, because he's got plenty of other shit that he knows that he has in the past, anyways, which I'm not gonna talk about in this like right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and press play.
Whatever. It's all failed, like manufactured nonsense that they come up with. But with him, like I didn't really know until I was shown proof that he was the owner, and I didn't know that till later. But yeah, it's legitimate. One of the
Why is he acting like? Why is he? I see. What's funny is every time he brings this slander up about the fucking server, he acts like he was never a part of it, which I clearly showed in the video that I recently uploaded that he was a member for that server. So it's funny how, here's another lie coming from Big Fag saying, acting like he wasn't a part of it and acting like, oh, I just barely found out and I was shown the proof. And this motherfucker hasn't even shown proof ever. He just talks about, oh, I've seen it. And he doesn't specify on who showed him. He doesn't talk about like any of the Plate Gang people like telling him lies and shit like that. He doesn't talk about that. He just says, oh, I seen it.
Because he
He's
doesn't want people to connect the dots as
yeah,
well.
he
This
don't
is
he
what
don't
I
want people to connect the dots.
Right.
Exactly.
And I said to you, even this whole where Roxo was in Petty Fam servers, then Roxo rocked up with like, remember Outspoken, like calls over, he had his
Yeah.
YouTube channel, right? So he came into the chat also at the same time as Roxo and all these other fucking people all at the same time. Yeah, at that time, like
Yeah,
he
he's
wasn't.
he's a real piece of shit for doing that. He knows about Roxo and Plate Gang fucking swatting me and shit like that, and they did all this shit to me. I don't need to fucking go into depth right now. And he
At that
fight
time,
and
you were
he
still cool with him.
yeah, at the time when I was still cool with them, he knows about all that shit and he didn't fucking care. All he cared about was, their skill set. That's all he fucking was worried about. That their skill set was badass and he wanted it on his side. Like he's a scumbag. He's a piece of shit. He will literally turn on anybody. Like
That's why I trolled him so fucking hardcore with that shit for me. Because I knew he was like salivating, like he wanted to get close to people that he thought that had skills, right?
well, he said that you had a skill set and you were really terrifying and it was real convincing. He's making Scammer Killer right now outspoken terrifying right now. He doesn't
Uh-huh.
know that outspoken is actually doxed and it can easily be put out, but that outspoken in the Twitter account is not the real outspoken. It's like
No, and
it's a
I
spurg.
even told you.
Yeah, it's some
I
random
have
spurg. I don't know
witnessed.
if it's him. I don't know, but literally a spurg. Like it's not the real outspoken. And you knew this. GP knows this too.
I told you from day dot, like me, you, and Gilberts were discussing it, right? And I said to you both, no, I told you who. Yeah.
Right.
And I still call it as that. And then I think Belinda speculated that it may be AK, and I said, no, it's not, because then I showed an example when I was talking to Gigi about it, and we was like, yeah, we agreed it was, yeah, him.
Right. Oh shit. Okay, I don't have very
the
much time.
people that was in the dating Discord went to a mental institution, and another one ended up in prison over it.
Look at his face. He looks like a chimpanzee.
Oh my God! What's funny is I can't believe these people, his audience, they believe that. Like, you actually believe what he just said is true. Like, he said somebody from my server went into the mental institution and somebody else went to prison. Oh
Yeah,
my
but the thing
goodness.
is not only is the way that he said it, but look at his eyes all bug-eyed, like really leaning towards the fucking camera, and he's like, "Oh, one of them went to this, and one of them this, right?"
Yeah,
Well, out of
this is the
conversation,
face. This is the face of
out
a
of conversation,
blatant liar. Like, he's
I
literally lying.
reckon.
This is how he looks like when he lies. Remember that. He's a fucking
Well,
liar. Oh my God. He knows
this
it's
is
not
what I was
true.
about to say. Look at
He
fucking Negs' face. Negs, one, is not only bored with his bullshit, but two, you can tell, like, blatantly doesn't even fucking believe a word that's
it's
falling out of his
it's
mouth. Look at the
outrageously
face.
stupid. Like, it's so
He's like,
outrageous.
yeah, okay, I
Like,
gotta
they
listen
try
to
to
this.
repeat, yeah, they try to repeat it to make it true. That's the thing. They try to repeat it over and over so that way, the audience believes it or whatever. But it's so outrageously stupid. Like, they're just repeating what fucking, I don't know who the fuck, I guess Roxo might have told him that or something. So, like, the
No,
plate game was
that's
in
the
his ear.
tactic that Nex has been doing from day one. And if you go back on his digital fucking footprint, you'll see that he's done this shit again and again and again. Sad fished his way out of every situation. Oh, woe is me. They're all turning against me. You know what I mean? I'm going to turn over a new leaf. And then he goes and fucks it all up again. Like, that's his MO. And DC, let's remember, is fucking like her only journalistic fucking skill that she learnt was spin doctoring. She knows how to go
Right.
out there and fucking discredit people and fucking spin doctor shit.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play this.
They were in a bunch of other discords too that had like child porn and there was grooming going on and stuff in there as well. But he's cool with all these people.
Tragic. If that was the case, I would have been in fucking prison. You retard.
Mm.
See, that's problematic because I don't
Oh my
call
god.
everybody a pedo. What I do, like Hussy, yeah, call him a chomo all day long because he targeted a little boy that I'm responsible for.
See, I don't know the story between Hussy and what he's talking about there. I'm pretty sure if it's coming from Neg's mouth, it's a fucking lie because Negs is a fucking liar too. So I don't know
Yeah,
why he's calling Hussy a pedo. By the way, Chad, if you don't know this, fucking Hussy is going through a court deal because of Negs constantly calling him a pedo. So
yeah,
that's
defamation.
defamation of character, yeah. And it's a literal thing. Like, I guess like their next court date is what, in June?
No, it's not just defamation of character, it's defamation per se because he's legitimately calling him a P word, so it's a different thing. It's a
Oh,
defamation
for
per
real?
se. And because it's been done just and not just in published platforms like Rumble or YouTube, but also publicised in the written format on Twitter, it's libel and slander at this point. So there's a double dip on that.
Oh, I see. Okay. See, I didn't know the big details about that. So,
Yeah, it's with DC. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
right.
I
If
see.
he lived next door to me, I'd call him a pedophile every time he walked out of his house. He would have to fucking move. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Dark Diddler, dude, your lore is indicative of that. And
Do you know the meaning of lore Negs? Come on, dude. You're
When he's saying that everything that surrounds you and all the story and
Yeah,
all the
he's
backdrop,
making it seem like it's a true
all the
thing.
fables that surround you. That's basically what is law is. Part bollocks. That's what law is. So what you're saying is that all the part bollocks that surrounds you. That's basically what you're saying because law is like partly fucking made up shit.
Right. Oh, I see. I thought the lore is like, I don't know
No,
what I
that's
said
what I'm
earlier.
saying. So he's actually discrediting his own fucking words right there by calling it fucking law. Because he's not saying the facts that surround you, or as we can clearly see in this setting, blah, 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 blah. He's saying the law that surrounds you. It's like a fucking, like a fairy tale that surrounds you, basically. And that's what he's formulating everything off of. Rather than going and doing his own research, he's believing this fucking big fucking chin,
Right.
whacked out fucking mong on the screen. You know?
Yeah.
He never look. Nex has never once looked into you. Anything he ever learned about you is from Tragic.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. I mean, except for last year when they had a falling out. I think it was. I don't even know who it was, but someone had passed along the fucking server bullshit to him. I think it was like Miss Parker, because he was trying to be cool with Miss Parker or some shit like that. Miss Parker was friends with Rock, so it just passed along from there. So, hey, appreciate it, Rena. Much love. Shh. No, I haven't ended it yet. But... All right.
Anybody else who comes around going, "You're kid, dude, retarded kid, dude," well, you're a fucking chomo. Stop talking about my kid. That's all you gotta do. We'll call you chomo.
He's a fucking weirdo, and I actually heard audio of him too, where he admits that. So when mods found out that there were underage people in the Discord, in his dating Discord, they were booting them.
Hold up. Negs was talking about Hussy, but then Tragic doesn't specify. He switched over back to me, just for clarification.
And when Dark Diddler found out, he was actually booting the mods out of the Discord for kicking out the underage people in it.
This is what, see, not only does he contradict himself, he's fucking bullshit. So let me tell you the contradiction. At first he says, I was running a teenage dating server, right? And then he turns around and says, oh, but, he booted the mods for kicking out the teenagers, for the kicking out the kids. That contradicts itself, because why in the fuck would I have mods in the first place to fucking do this? Like, he got his whole fucking story twisted up. Like, he's retarded. Like, he doesn't know what's going on. He's just going by what fucking Plate Gang fucking has told him. And like I said, I mean, if anybody in the chat hasn't seen my latest video, it's actually a debunked video of this fucking deal. This fucking slander. And Tragic was in it. Like, it was Tragic, Roxo, and everybody else was in it. Yeah. Or what were you gonna say? Sorry. Were you gonna say something, Death?
I was gonna say, look at his face. Look how he's grinning at him. Look, he's so fucking in love with him.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, my world has come true. Like, oh, Nex is like living off every word that I speak.
Nex is my daddy.
He's finally streaming with me.
Yay! Play with me.
I matter now.
I'm so happy.
Like, he admitted to that.
Oh my god. So of course he came in here talking about child abuse first thing.
Yeah,
you groomed a kid.
Yeah, this is apples and oranges. It's not apples and apples. What he tries to bring up, it's totally different.
Groomed him for what, though? For what? For what? We lived together. He was an adult.
Oh, this is where he explains it.
We all partied together.
This is where he explains it, I think.
Okay, so he wasn't 21. Who did he do?
Yeah, well, I mean...
Who did he do? He was an adult. We had a fucking amazing, huge, giant, like 3-bedroom loft. Like we were all balling at Verizon tech support.
Yeah.
It was an adult situation. What the fuck am I grooming this kid for? I'm not in a goddamn cult.
Yeah, right.
I was a loser then. I could barely get by. I had a $35 a week budget. What am I doing?
She said, what do you mean then? He's still a loser now.
He's basically saying, I went from living in a giant attic with 3 people to living in an attic with a fucking granny in a granny's house, and now I'm no longer a fucking loser. Are you for real?
He's still a loser. With DC.
Hey. Double losers.
Double losers. Exactly.
Oh, fucking no, look at that face.
I like how every time I pause it, you just like laughing at the faces. Because look at Tragic. You could tell he's like, why is Tragic looking like that? He looks like he's, I don't know. What do you explain that face? Like, what kind of face is that?
To what they're fucking saying because it's all dribble. We're just looking at their mongy faces.
Oh, dude, you're wild, dude. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's very common, if there's party places.
Why is he so monotone right now? Like he's not happy. He seems like he's coping right now.
Because people go and hang out.
He's always
Some of them,
monotone. He always speaks in that like fucking
No,
straight out voice.
there's times where he's like he's happy and shit like that, but right now he's like like he's whining.
Maybe he has a daily dose of fucking kratom. Who knows?
Probably, yeah.
Especially back in those days, it wasn't an issue with all these pedos and chomos running around and stuff.
Well, he was the last.
Did you hear what he said?
What? It wasn't an issue. Is he saying that this is a new invention?
Yeah, he's making it seem like the amount of degeneracy was around back then. It's just now there's more media and shit like that.
Every civilization, through fucking thousands of years, I bet you can find in every culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. So he's retarded.
Washington State, Washington D.C.
Oh man, I gotta end the stream. I guess we're gonna have to continue it another time. Like I gotta go for real. It was good talking with you, Death. I guess we'll continue it some other time. Chat, much love, chat. I appreciate you coming through. I'll start streaming more often or whatever. Yeah. Hopefully y'all.